Hey, if you've stumbled upon the live stream, we're still messing around with some stuff, so sorry for the delay. We'll be there ever so shortly with an actual show. So no swearing, Kareem. Save that for the show. Okay, that was working. So let's go. All right, display. Connect to a wireless display. And nope, it's none of those. Did you turn yourself off? Jaggle into the TV. There we go. This is how the sausage is made. It's very ugly. It's very ugly sausage. It's beaks and hooves in this one. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there.
I will eat your ass first.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, hold on. Accept. So that's good. At least we get this. There we go. We're halfway there. All right. And that's what we're looking for. All right. Hey, you guys ready to do a show now?
Sure.
Let's add Jason into the stream.
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Oh yeah, great. Hey, sorry everybody on the stream for the delay. Let's see, a private chat. Oh, you're backstage. Now you're front stage. There's no stage for you, Jason. All right, let's hit record here. Yeah, we've hit record. We're going to we're just about ready to start this mofo up. And so we shall.
WTH.
What the hell?
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 This is the WTH.
The WTH podcast.
Hold on to your butts.
Jason Casey.
Jason Casey.
Kareem Daniels.
Kareem Daniels.
And Nate Darling.
Nate Darling.
From the Darling New Media Studios.
This is the WTH podcast.
Hey there, welcome in. Thanks for joining us on the WTH podcast. Thanks for waiting around if you're on the live stream right at 7:30. We were dealing with some technical issues. There was a hum in the audio we were trying to get rid of. Hopefully we have. Hopefully that is taken care of. I need to move my microphone over here. Oh no, Jason's leaving already. Come back. Come back. Oh no, what? No, don't go. He's leaving his house. Oh no, he's just opened the door. He's just opened the door. It's all okay.
He must have farted. Farted and needed to air out the room.
Yeah, I mean that is a fair guess as to what might have happened in that whole situation. So Jason, Kareem's guessing that you farted and needed to air it out. Hold on. I'm going to need you to. There you go.
No, I was in the process. Like, TV was a little loud, so I asked the TV to be turned down and turned the air conditioner off. So that's what I was doing. Something that I should have done 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, I know the feeling. Hold on. I need to put a hat on because I look nuclear.
Put it on backwards, bro.
There we go. That's better.
Backwards.
All right. We're good. We're good. We're ready to do a show. Good Lord. What a freaking day. It's been a day, I'll tell you. It's been one of those run around, get everything done. I'll start with me because I think it's it is all about me. So we were registering the car that I drive, which is a 1999 Jeep Cherokee this weekend. And Leslie finished doing the paperwork for it to get it all done. And I happened to look over and see that it needed to be smogged. And the deadline for smogging it was today.
Nice.
So it was call around, run around, and we had swim lessons this morning. I had client work to do this afternoon. So it got very dicey about getting it done. And thankfully, I called around. I found a place here in the Arden Arcade area. I forget the name of it.
Express Smog.
I don't know that that's it. That's where I checked in. Yeah.
That's where you checked in.
Yeah, it's near. It's Fulton and Arden Way.
Okay.
Right in that neighborhood. Kareem, pull that microphone closer to you so we can hear you.
I've been following you, bro. I've been following your moves, doctor.
So the good news is it passed, which is huzzah. The bad news is I've just been running around like a crazy person all day long. Here's my day so far. I got up this morning. I actually got up before the baby, which is great. My mother-in-law was coming down to watch the baby because I have a huge shoot all day tomorrow at UC Davis Medical Center. Again, that's 2 out of 3 weeks I've done that. Different project, but so she came down to watch the baby. We had the last time she came down, I said, "Hey, I'll barbecue for you. What would you like?" And she said, "I'd really like ribs." And I looked at the time she's down here and when I have time to make ribs, and the only time was this morning. So I got up, prepped the ribs, brought the baby to swim lessons in Davis, came back from Davis, got the ribs seasoned and put on the grill. Got that taken care of. Mother-in-law showed up about 11, which was great, but there were a lot of other things to take care of. So I didn't get to do the editing that I wanted to do this morning. Plus, I'm looking for the place to go and get my car smogged. I'm getting all that squared away. Ribs get done at 1:00. I find the place to go get my car smogged. By the way, I have to be here for a 3 p.m. interview, and I still have to set up. So I have to be in the building by 2:30 to make that happen. I left the house at 1:15. Get to the smog place. They get me right in. I timed it perfectly. Like they were finishing up with one person. And before I left, there were 4 people in the waiting room.
Oh, wow.
So I timed it perfectly. Get over here, got everything set up. Everything is going okay. But like this podcast, we're setting everything up and it's like, oh, here's a problem. Here's a problem. Here's a problem. What's going on with this? And it's just absolutely nuts trying to get it all squared away. And with all of that, I still need to finish editing the last video for one of the UC Davis health departments. And I told them that I'm hoping to have it to them by end of day tomorrow. So I'm going to be doing that late night tonight. I have to be at the hospital at 8:15 in the morning. So there we go. Kareem, you need to get that mic way closer to you. Just right up in there. There you go.
Right up in your grill.
Right up in your grill.
This is not comfortable.
Oh, well, sorry. Now we can hear you. So that's good.
Okay.
And Kareem said he was going to be late tonight, which he was not, which is great.
Yeah. I came back here and it was like 5 minutes before the show and Kareem was there. I was like, what?
To your credit, both of you were in place and ready to go. I failed the live stream. I'm sorry.
I didn't share it until we had it dialed in, so we're fine.
We're good. We are, where are we live? We're on my Facebook page, the Darling New Media Facebook page, the Nate Darling Show Facebook page, because I can't change the name of it. Darling New Media's YouTube, the WTH podcast YouTube page, and my Twitter feed.
Okay.
We are live in 6 places. 6 places.
That's what I'm talking about.
And we're late. We're late for a very important date.
It's audience building time, bro. It's fine. Like nobody starts exactly on time.
No.
It's like Midtown Sacramento rules,
Yes.
Just the way it is, bro.
but we're in Arden Arcade. We're in Arden Arcade. Anyway, yeah, that's been my day. It's been crazy. And even with all that, the Smitty and Keith podcast was supposed to be here at 6 tonight. They had to cancel because of a family thing. And I'm like, great, I'll get all this done. And nope, because I'm prepping for tomorrow morning shoot.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just been a crazy day. All right, enough about me. What do you guys want to talk about, Kareem?
My birthday was Friday.
Happy birthday, belated. I sent you a message on the day.
Thank you. I drank a lot this weekend.
Sure.
Which I don't normally, but Friday night we went to dinner. So I had a shot of bourbon with that, and then Saturday one of my friends came up from the Bay. One of my old coworkers. His girlfriend had an event, a 16th birthday party here. So he decided that he was going to take me out. We went to the Blue Q.
Okay.
So I thought we were going to have, I knew we'd have a drink, but he ended up buying me 3 shots of Jose Cuervo White.
And the bar is open.
Okay. So, yeah.
No worries about COVID anymore? Jason's still barricaded in his house. Kareem's out doing shots.
Well, I take it was socially distanced. The people wore masks, so it wasn't like the bar was packed, and we left before there were a bunch of people in there. So
sure. How was the hangover?
Actually, it wasn't. I didn't have one.
Oh,
I was
nice.
actually. I got up Sunday and I felt pretty good, especially since my Steelers beat the Browns' ass.
It's very, very exciting.
Yeah, so there was that, and then I'm not. There's shit that's on my mind, but I can't say it. So
All right.
I'm gonna wait on that. I'm gonna let Jason go.
Maybe next week. Jason, what do you want to talk about?
Oh fuck, man! So the most awesome thing happened. My in-laws got into town, so that is great. I've gotten more work done the last 2 days than I've gotten done in like 3 weeks. This week we had scheduled HVAC to be installed in our house, and installation, like they're sucking out all the insulation today. So it's like the first part of the process, and then the family's going away for a few days, and I'm going to stay here while the HVAC gets installed. But today, after they were finished doing the HVAC, finished doing the installation, sucking it out, I asked them about how the wiring looked up there, because it's always been covered up with insulation. Well, make a long story short, like full of knob and tube wiring.
1930s special.
Yeah. So anyhow, I have an electrician out here tomorrow to put in a new box for the new HVAC system. But that has just destroyed my day. Like that's like the thought or the idea that the knob and tube is active or live. Oh man, it's like I just don't want to think about it. I don't want to think about it, man.
We have a story about knob and tube later in the podcast.
Yeah.
Or Tubin's knob. I mean,
Tubin's knob. Yeah.
We'll get
We'll get there.
We'll get to all that.
We'll get there. So anyhow, so yeah, that's what my day has been like. So,
Well,
like
congratulations.
hell is stressed right now. Thank you.
Yeah, I feel you. It's good to do that. So here's what I want to talk
Meanwhile, Kareem's going out having shots. It's cool, man.
He's out having shots.
Shots.
There we go. Hey, thank you. It's a the hat is a Rocket City Trash Pandas hat. There we go. If you want to comment on one of the streams, we can put it on the screen. It's exciting. So here's what I want to talk about. I saw this, and this is a gentleman named Vernon Jones, and Vernon Jones is a state representative in Georgia. He is a Democrat. I'm guessing a Democrat in name only.
Yes.
because he posts a photo of himself crowd surfing at the Donald Trump rally in Macon, Georgia. Said surfing with @RealDonaldTrump, #deplorables, and #peaceful protesters in Macon, Georgia. Put Georgia in the win column. We were 7,000 plus strong. This #Trump train is about to steamroll over corrupt @Joe Biden, #fake liberal news, and the @DNC, #feel the Vern. Feel the Vern. What the sweet actual fuck is wrong with this guy?
So I'd seen this guy before this, and he decided that he was going to, I guess in order for him to really get any traction, he decided that he was going to go become a Republican. So like in the last couple of years, he's switched sides pretty much. So he'll probably be voted out during the next election by his people.
Or this one, who knows? Because I'm sure he's up right now. Yeah, it's quite a shot of him. He looks like a discount Ray Lewis, is what he looks like. Looks like a poor man's Ray Lewis. By the way, Ray Lewis allegedly stabbed a man to death in Atlanta. Speaking of Georgia, allegedly, never served time. Nope. So clearly he didn't do it. Allegedly. So that's up with Vernon. Yeah, Vernon is does not get high marks from people in Georgia. Jelani Cobb tweeted, "There's way too much to go into, but anyone who knows Vernon Jones or has lived in Atlanta for more than 5 minutes would not be surprised he craven, grimy, and stupid enough to crowd surf at a Trump rally." So that's the weigh in on that guy. In other sort of Trump news, 50 Cent has come out and said he is not voting for Joe Biden, which is essentially saying I'm voting for Donald Trump. What caused this? Well, he looked at Joe Biden's tax plan.
And he didn't even look at Joe Biden's tax plan. He looked at something that somebody on Fox News put out that said it was Joe Biden's tax plan.
Well, here's Joe Biden's tax plan. He said he's not going to raise taxes on you unless you make more than $400,000.
Right.
So I'm guessing if you're 50, you're making more than $400,000.
Yeah, but the tax plan that he was responding to said that he was going to be taxed at 63%.
Well, that's still lower than in the 50s.
That's true, but it was the wrong tax plan. But I don't give a fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, fuck 50 Cent.
Fuck 50. I wasn't a fan in the first place.
He said, "What the fuck? Vote for Trump. I'm out. Fuck New York. The Knicks never win anyway. I don't care. Trump doesn't like black people. 62% of you are going out of your fucking mind." He went out of his mind.
Yeah.
Out of his tree.
He was just drunk, man.
He wasn't drunk. He meant that shit.
I know.
Drug dealers are going to drug deal.
Oh,
That's pretty much what I say about that.
yeah. I whatever.
Well, I mean, and there's a lot of talk about him being a snitch too. I mean, because when he was asked or pressed about police violence, like he was also like, doesn't care. So who wouldn't care with somebody that was a snitch?
So the graphic that he tweeted said top tax rates by state under Biden tax plan. The source is the Tax Foundation Biden campaign. That seems odd to me.
Yeah.
And Power Lunch, is that that's not Fox Business. That's like CNBC, isn't it?
It could be.
Yeah.
Well, his show is also called Power, the one he produces on Stars.
Uh-huh.
The name of the show is called Power.
Uh-huh. It's not a real channel. Sorry. You got to at least get on Showtime for me to give a shit. I'm just letting you know that. So I don't know where he's going to go, but Fitty, good luck to you in Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas.
Or Texas. And I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's not going to like Texas.
I don't know. I mean, Alex Jones is there.
I mean, there's Houston, Dallas.
Uh-huh.
That's about it. You don't want to go outside of those places.
And Austin.
And
Austin's where Joe
Kinda.
Rogan went.
Yeah, Austin kind of.
Yeah. All right. So speaking of speaking of people who are running for office, there's a gentleman named Errol Weber. Errol, ERROL WEBBER for Congress, California 37th District. He attended this is the dumbest fucking thing. This is the dumbest fucking thing. A Trump car parade on the 405 freeway. And he went live from the Trump car parade on the 405 freeway.
37th District. Let me turn this around. There we go. Errol Weber here, Republican for Congress in the 37th District, and we are driving along the 405 freeway.
He's got a red Trump hat on, so it's not even a real official Trump hat.
Yeah.
It's I mean, yeah, I know they're red, but this one says Trump in big block letters. He's driving in this parade. He's got the FaceTime camera on and he's looking into it. So he's not paying attention.
No.
So I firmly expect the CHP to send him a ticket. Because we have evidence right here. He's provided it.
We'll turn this back around. There we go. And we are having a Trump car parade. And we have many hundreds of cars that came out. And I'm going to swoop over one more lane so you guys can see the full scale of this parade. So give me a second.
Okay. Because right now I see about
so much
8
for the
cars.
well wishes. Someone said they hope that I win. Fantastic. Keep sharing this. Keep retweeting this. Let's get the numbers up on the stream. Here we go. I'm going to move over one lane so you guys can see the parade. Here we go.
Uh-huh.
And we have a Trump train further up front. We're gonna
2, 3, 4,
pass that.
5.
Yeah, there we go. Mark
6.
Reed for Congress in the 30th District. There we go. Want you guys to see that. He has his own military vehicle. I'm a little bit jealous. Look.
He's got a huge military truck full of American flags, Trump flags, driving down the 405, holding shit up. What the fuck?
Yeah.
I know it was Sunday, but
There was an actress, Frances Rhea. She got caught up in this where they like blocked her in and wouldn't let her out.
right, giving her shit. I saw that.
Yeah. Fuck Errol Weber. I don't have the time for I don't have the patience for stupidity today. I just don't.
Oh, it's everywhere though.
It is.
It really is. You know, we stayed away from politics last week for the most part.
Yes.
And we had Sushi Brian and his terrible audio connection on, and sorry about that. Not Brian's fault, but we're back to it because we're 2 weeks from the election right now.
We're in the election.
Right, about 2 weeks from election day.
Yeah.
I've already sent my ballots back. What about you?
I haven't. We still had to sit down and do that. We're waiting for Barbara's niece. Just turned 18, or she turned 18 this year.
Gotcha.
So we're going to go through the ballot with her and fill out.
Perfect.
You know, not tell her who to vote for,
right?
But explain this process with her.
If she goes toward Trump, are you going to slap her hand away?
No, I'm going to slap her face.
Jason, have you guys voted?
Yep.
So a lot of my family back in North Carolina has already voted because they've been posting pictures.
Sure.
So I'm happy to see that.
It's a very good thing to see the early turnout. It was nice to be able to. The California ballot's actually really simple, other than the 80,000 props.
Yeah.
Because I've never voted by mail before, so I was hearing all these horror stories from places like Pennsylvania, where you've got to put this in one envelope and then you've got to seal that envelope and sign it and put it in another envelope. And I'm like, what the fuck sort of wedding invitation bullshit is this?
Yeah.
You have to put some glitter in there.
The RSVP card,
the
save the date.
I don't know what the fuck they're doing, but here, I think Colorado, it's like simple as hell. The only thing is if you're going to give it to somebody else to turn in for you, just got to sign.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if you drop it in the mailbox, it's
if you drop it in the mailbox.
We dropped it in the mailbox. So,
but there are a lot of we usually fill them out and then drop them off at one of the polling places.
Sure. I've always voted in person. I like voting in person.
Yeah.
And it's going to be really weird to not be able to do that this year, but either way, it's safer. Makes more sense. Although, what does it really matter? I mean, you think about it really. And is the world coming to an end? Is this really it? Is Donald Trump getting reelected? Has it been foretold? Does Pat Robertson know something we don't?
There's going
He
to be
always does.
Ezekiel 38 is going to be the next thing down the line, then a time of peace, then maybe the end. But nobody knows the day or the hour when the Lord's going to come back. He said the angels don't know it.
When is the Lord going to come for him?
I hope so.
Because he is now looks like a floating head on some shoulders at this point.
So they said that Obama was the Antichrist. So how do we get from him being the Antichrist to now you're pretty much saying that Trump's the Antichrist?
No, Obama was still the Antichrist. This is just the guy that's like trying to clean it up. Like
that's not how
it's going to come back, bro.
That's not how the prophecy works, bro.
Obama's going to get in the next term, all right, bro? Like it's going to happen.
Michelle Obama. Pat continued.
And only the Father knows it. So I'm not saying this is the second coming, but I am saying there are things that people have thought would be during a millennial time with the coming of Jesus that are going to happen in our lifetime. And the next thing is the election that's coming up in just a few weeks, at which time, according to what I believe the Lord told me, the president is going to be reelected. I'm saying by all means, get out and vote for whoever you want to vote for.
The Lord has called it for Donald Trump.
The Lord has called.
The Lord's called the election for Donald Trump. He's reported it to Jim to Pat Robertson. I called him Jim Baker. Sorry, Pat. You don't deserve to be called Jim Baker. I mean, you don't.
But by all means, let your voice be heard. But it's going to lead to civil unrest of a great proportion, then a war against Israel and so forth and so on.
Okay.
So Jesus has been coming back ever since he quote unquote left.
Yeah, the only one who comes back is Cher. Jesus not come back.
Yes. His apostles planned for him to come back in their time.
Wouldn't it be weird if Jesus came back, but he's in a camp on the border? Separated from his kids?
That pretty much would be it.
Just saying.
He came back, they wouldn't let him in the country.
No. They realize he's a black guy.
They would not let him in the country.
Who's that Middle Eastern fella? Get out of here. Get out of here, you. You don't know about what you're doing here. So yeah, that's everything. Kareem, while we're talking about Donald Trump, I need to understand. Can you thumbnail it for me? What the fuck is going on with Ice Cube and Donald Trump, and why should anyone care, or should they?
You shouldn't give a shit.
Can I say something real quick?
Absolutely.
That's what's like the common comment that he meant is because Common and Cube had a huge beef in the 90s, 96, and Common pretty much called him a bitch and said that you're like
a bitch is a bitch. There's a song that calls "I See the Bitch in You."
Yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah. So I mean, like, because that he's fake. Yeah.
So, Ice Cube decided that he was going to come up with a contract for Black America without consulting Black America.
Okay.
So he came.
That's mighty white of him.
That's exactly.
Well, he came up with it with one of his close friends, producers, executive friends, who's one of Kushner's friends.
Yeah. So he decided that he's going to come up with this contract for Black America, like I said, without consulting with Black America. So him and P. Diddy and I think maybe T.I. and I'm sorry, T.I., if you're not involved in this and I put you in it. Not like you didn't listen to it, but I'm sorry if I put you in it and you wasn't in it. So they decided that as Black people, we should hold out with our vote to try to get something back in return, which I agree normally, except for this fucking time in history. Because we cannot fuck around. And to really sum it up for you, what we have is we have people, and I'm gonna say it, people like me who've been engaged, who've been following politics, who've been involved for the last 30 years. And then you have a bunch of motherfuckers that just started paying attention to politics when Barack Obama got elected and decided that Barack Obama didn't know what he was doing because they didn't know the fuck what was going on with anything.
Right.
So, so you have this group of people. Ice Cube is among that group of people. And actually, he's worse than that group of people because he just said that he just started paying attention to politics in the last couple of years. Like Shaq, who's never voted before. So, fuck you, Shaq. And so you have a group of people who haven't been involved, don't know what's going on, don't know who's doing what, and they want to be in charge.
Right.
So it's like the absentee father who hasn't been around and then comes back and wants to be dad. So
fair enough.
Yeah. So that's the thumbnail version of it. So what he ended up doing was he created this contract, but most of the shit that's in his contract has already been worked on by other black people, organizations who actually do this shit every day, all day. This is what they do.
Right.
The Congressional Black Caucus has passed most of his plan in bills that are sitting on Mitch McConnell's desk right now. So he decides that I'm going to talk to, and actually he says he was going to talk to whoever was going to talk to him. So he went to the Democrats. Democrats saw the plan and was like, we like 85% of it. We'll talk to you after the election because they don't have no power right now.
Right.
But the other part of that was they saw it. They said, oh, this is elementary shit. We already got this. We don't really need your plan. That's really what it came down to. So Trump, so then he goes to the Trump people. Well, it turns out the guy who is his partner in the big three is also business partners with Steve Bannon.
Oh, that dick.
Yeah. So they're doing backdoor conversations with the Trump Association through Steve Bannon and Kushner with the white boy about black issues. Again, mighty fucking white.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what it sounds like? It sounds like there's a lot of dudes who are rich dudes before they're black dudes. Yeah. So at a certain point, rich dude is how you define yourself.
Yeah. So this happens. Then Steve, what's her name? Katrina Pearson outs him to everybody. Outs him on Twitter that he was working with them and that he was a consultant on the platinum plan. Turns out the only thing that he got from them was that they changed the word black to minority. I mean, minority to black, because he wanted stuff that was specifically for black people.
Right.
Not really understanding that if you put the shit in words like that, that the Republican Party will find a different minority and have them come and file a lawsuit against whatever Trump, quote unquote, is going to give you, and that's just going to be taken out. But, if you actually knew how the shit worked, you would understand that was what was going to happen, and that's why people put it in the language that they do.
Look, but he's a rap mogul. I love it. I love it when people go, yeah, but they're a rap mogul. Look at all the success they had over here. That should translate. No, it doesn't.
No,
it doesn't. You got to know what you're doing. You can't just magically go and go, look, man, I'm really good at podcasting. You know what I should do? Surgery.
Yes. So you got all of these people who are actually working every fucking day. This is what they do. And they're shitting on so all of the political pundits or the people that actually have worked to become something in society, they're all not sellouts, or they're all caping for the man. They don't have any original thoughts of their own. They're shields for the Democrats, according to this group of people.
Sure.
But like I said, these are the people that are actually doing fucking work every day. And then he doesn't trust anybody. So therefore, he can't really get anything done because you can't trust what anybody's going to follow through. So he goes on Roland Martin, and Roland Martin asks him to explain his plan. He couldn't fucking explain the plan. So if you're going to be the man, actually, if you're going to have somebody write a plan for you, you at least want to study it because you're going to be the spokesperson for it so that you can fucking talk about it when somebody asks you about it.
So you don't sound like a dipshit.
Is not a fucking answer unless you're 10 fucking years old.
That's true.
Jason, you look like you're chomping at the bit. What do you got to say?
Oh, it's just the ridiculous. Like the whole thing is ridiculous. There's something that Kareem had said in there that it sparked something, but it is now moved on. But it's just, it's tough. I know that I have friends that are really big fans of Ice Cube. You know, I have a buddy Cabana's huge buddy, and I posted something, and then I was like, "Oh, maybe this isn't a conversation I should be getting into."
Oh yeah, I've stayed away from it completely. So, one, I haven't really looked into it.
No, I've been looking into it.
Yeah, I have not.
So and nobody's really upset at him for speaking up because we're okay with that. But motherfucker, be informed. Know what the fuck you're talking about when you're gonna step out there. And then if you're gonna consult somebody, consult the motherfucking people that are doing it. That know what's going on. He went and consulted Dr. Claude Brown, which I understand why you would consult him, and damn it, Boyce Watkins, who's actually he's like 50 and Ice Cube. He's a rich dude, so he's for Trump because he's a rich dude.
Right.
He won't come out and say it, but that's really what the fuck it is. Another rich dude that's for Trump because of money. And I've been going back and forth with a friend of mine about, whether he should have no, you don't meet with somebody like that. If he had met with George Bush or Mitt Romney, John McCain, if John McCain had become president, I wouldn't have had a problem with that. This motherfucker has shown who he is. And the fact is, he got played. And a lot of people are upset because they don't want to admit that their hero is a dumbass.
Yeah. He got played by Bannon's boyfriend. He got played by him for sure, 100%. Like, he probably came to him and was like, "Hey, I have this idea. What do you think about it? I have this back road into the White House. You can approach the Biden. You can see it. I mean, it's Biden. This is Biden, Bannon, not Biden, Bannon. This is
very
Bannon.
Different people. One of them is awaiting trial.
Yeah. No, Bannon. That's this is Bannon's MO. This is what the dude does. Is get this type of stuff into the news. It creates this type of shit.
Exactly.
This is what
they put him out, and then he had to go on Cuomo and be like, "No, I don't support either one. I'm not no, you let them play you."
Yeah.
He's like, I don't care about that part. Like, no, motherfucker, you should care about that part.
Yeah.
Because if you're not smart enough to understand that they were going to play you and that they were going to play you and then dispose of you when they were done.
Not even nobody talks about it. Neither one of those guys are talking about it and their involvement in this.
So he talked to the Biden campaign. The Biden campaign didn't come out and say Ice Cube supported us. They didn't say shit about it.
Right.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris offered to meet with him last year. He wouldn't fucking talk to her. And then the people that he's talked to said he's associated with Atos, and fuck them guys. They're fucking a Republican. They're fucking a black white supremacist organization.
Hoteps, right? I heard something about the Hoteps or
again. Look, if you did not fucking want to learn about shit until you were 45 years old, you are late to the fucking game. That's point blank simple. And I've had motherfuckers tell me that I was been condescending. No, this shit is elementary to me. It's shit that I've been talking about for the last 30 fucking years. If you have not been talking about it for more than 3 years, we can't talk because you don't know enough to fucking talk to me about the shit.
Unless you're coming to say, "Hey, I'd like to know something."
Unless you're saying, "Hey, I'd like to know something." I have read, watched documentaries, had conversations with people from all over the fucking world about the things that the United States has done in their country, shit that's happened in their countries, people who actually go to Washington and deal with fucking people. I've had conversations through and read books and through all of this shit. I've read books on history. I've read books on the destruction of civilizations, all of this shit.
Well,
so
it's crazy. Yeah.
So if you haven't committed at least a quarter of the time to understanding and knowing this shit, we can't fucking talk because you are not there to have a fucking conversation unless you want to ask me a goddamn question.
All right. So at least we know how you feel about it.
Well, let me just say that something like what I wanted to say earlier was like having worked from home with next to Chris, doing what she does, working in the legislature and stuff like that, and having to talk to different assembly members and work with different like staffs on different people, like different stuff, and organize. There's a lot that goes into it, and being a business person does not make you good at it. Like it does not, because it can assist you in some ways, but it's a completely different beast. And if you think it's anything like business, then you're sorely mistaken, because government thrives on cooperation and giving and taking and things of that nature. And as a business person, that's not your job. It's not the way you communicate, and that's not the way you make money. So it's two separate different things. And that's why it's funny, because like if you talked to me 10 years ago, 12 years ago, I guarantee you that I would have said, yeah, I know we should have somebody that's good in business and in power. I think that'd be a good idea. I mean, albeit Trump is not good in business. I don't want to like say that, but that's how he got himself elected in some ways, is by tricking a bunch of people because he had a reality show.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
there's a British guy who's tricked us into thinking that this guy has some sort of knowledge and or skill.
Exactly.
So, fuck you, Mark Burnett.
We're all marks, as far as we're all being like not us necessarily, but he got a bunch of marks. He conned a lot of people.
Fucking banks that didn't crush him when they should have.
Yeah.
Because if they had crushed him when they wanted to, or when they should have, the buildings that he went bankrupt on would have had no value. So they had to kind of let him slide some and not really talk about how bad a fucking business person he was because of that. And that's why we still have this dude.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of this dude, he's out doing rallies and saying, did either of you catch any of the stuff from his town hall with Savannah Guthrie last week?
I did.
Well, he has some thoughts on Savannah Guthrie that are just, not correct.
Now, that fake news CNN, they don't know what they are, so fake. They really are. They're just disgusting. NBC is no better. Did you get to see last night? Yeah? You did a good job. But look, I mean, I could have had somebody else. They're all the same. I mean, they ask you a question, you give them an answer, right? But I want to tell you that she's like disappeared. Everybody thought it was so inappropriate. Here they give this guy softballs. Did you see a week ago Lester Holt? Lester Holt, another genius. Lester Holt. Here's Mr. Vice President, sir. What did you have for dinner, sir? Was it good? And in Savannah, it was like her face, the anger, the craziness. I mean, the craziness last night. And I said goodbye. I said, great job, Savannah. You did wonderfully. Good job. But we got very high marks for that last night, but they thought it was.
No,
you didn't.
You didn't. None of that is true. By the way, did you notice? So Lester Holt, who's black.
Yes.
Savannah Guthrie, who's a woman.
And Lester was the one who got him to admit to the shit that got him impeached.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's got an axe to grind against Lester.
So NBC didn't go to him and say, hey, do you want to do a town hall? He went to them.
Yeah. Hey, remember when I did The Apprentice and people watched? Joe Biden's town hall did better, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Just FYI.
And
it was only on one network.
Right. It wasn't spread over 3.
Yeah. And Savannah saved NBC.
Yes, because she went out and was calling him on his bullshit.
Yeah. And if Chuck Todd had did that interview, a lot of people who are NBC who watch MSNBC would have fucking, oh my God.
So Trump went on to talk about Maxine Waters' house.
And take a look at the way they live. 47 years he's a politician. He lives very well. Almost as well as Maxine Waters. You ever see her house? Maxine.
I guarantee no one in Macon has seen Maxine Waters' house.
No, none of those white people.
Maxine Waters, what a beautiful house she lives in. I wonder how that happened. On
How did that happen? I don't know. Got a mortgage?
And half of those people don't even know who Maxine Waters is.
No, it's let's see what else we got from that. This clip is titled "Trump is out here doing a stand-up routine making fun of being presidential." No, that's boring. Oh, this is a whopper because I'm not really sure what the fuck this is, but he makes up something about Obama.
In Maine, Obama took away 5,000 square miles of ocean. Can you believe it? I gave it back to the people of Maine. We're doing things that nobody's ever thought about doing.
What? What?
I don't know how you can just listen to him for.
Well, that's why I can only take him in little bits.
No, I just. Even on The Apprentice, you can only take him in little bits.
Well, he wasn't on for very much during The Apprentice. In fact, it was like, here's your project, and then it was the slickly edited boardroom thing.
Yeah.
At the end, he wasn't in most of it.
There was a set. There was a sound stage.
He's still trying to say that Mexico is going to pay for the border wall.
Security betrayal. Look at our border. Our southern border is so great. By the way, we've topped 400 miles of wall.
The camera cuts to the one person holding up a "Black Voices for Trump" sign.
Because they put that person behind him every time.
They put that up, which then blocked the "Latinos for Trump" sign. They need to space them out.
Yes.
Building 10 miles a week. It'll be finished very soon.
Okay, 10 miles a week. You build 400 miles. That would be 40 weeks. You've been president for almost 4 years now.
Yes.
There's 52 weeks in a year. Even if his math did add up, what the fuck you been doing, dude?
He was masturbating during a Zoom meeting.
But it's had an incredible impact. Our border has never been as good. We got rid of catch and release, all the stuff that everybody said would be impossible, but it's been incredible. And Mexico is paying for the wall. You do know that, okay? They like to say, now finally they say, okay, he's building the wall. But Mexico's not paying for it. No, Mexico is paying for it. They know that, but they don't like to say it. No.
Because it's not true.
And you're the only person that believes it. You and the people behind you.
He doesn't even believe it.
No.
He knows that. He absolutely knows that. His new thing now is to insult New York, California, and Illinois. I guess to try and win votes. It's the weirdest fucking thing on Twitter, but here's how it started in the rally.
That being said, they have a corrupt media. They have big tech. They have all of this stuff. It's a very powerful party. And they have advantages. You know, they automatically win New York. I don't know why New York is doing so badly. They automatically win California. I don't know why California is doing so badly. The forest fires, no water, no this, no that, minor little problems. They automatically win Illinois. I mean, we got to run the table. It's automatic because it's just the way it falls. Winning the Electoral College is a very, very hard thing to do. And we just ran the string, right? But it's a very hard thing to do.
Yeah.
So here's the other part of the Ice Cube thing with what he just said.
Yes.
So they're trying to carve out 20% of the black male vote.
Right.
So that's why he's picked Kanye and Ice Cube as people to speak for him, even though Ice Cube, quote unquote, didn't speak for him. But that's why they've gone after those people, is to talk those people out of voting, because, like he just said, his margin of error is slim to none.
Yeah. And now Georgia, Texas, and Arizona are swing states.
North Carolina too.
And North Carolina.
Yeah. So he really has to thread the needle this time, and he's probably going to lose the popular vote by another 2 million votes.
2 million more than the last time he lost the popular vote?
I think so.
I think it's going to be more than that.
Because
I think he's going to lose by more than 3 million in California.
Yeah,
I do.
It's going to be one of those things where
I think he's going to lose by 10 million. Really, I just didn't want to say that.
Yeah, well, but
you guys want to take over-unders?
If he goes over, I'm going under the table, drinking like Kareem this past weekend.
Under-unders, I guess.
But hey, the good news is Donald Trump is well. I'll let him tell you.
Radical left, you know, which I think he's losing anyway. But they want to dissolve your borders, raise your taxes, destroy your suburbs. Oh, have I saved your suburbs? The women, you know, they keep telling me about suburban women. I think suburban women like it. I've only saved your house. And frankly, I've saved your way of life. I've saved the American dream. But they keep saying, Trump has a problem. Well, last time they said the same thing. It was even worse. They said I had a problem with women, period.
He has a problem with women's periods? I thought he was happy with this.
I will point you to Megyn Kelly.
Yes.
Oh, man.
Go ahead and Google that. I'm not going to look it up and play it for you. He was so upset with Savannah Guthrie that he's already started to attack the moderator of the next debate.
Probably the greatest night in the history of television, right? That was, we had so much fun. The tears that were flowing out of pure. Remember the tears? From the totally non-biased anchors. We have another one of them coming up next week, you know, Kristen Welker. She deleted her entire account. I wonder why. I can't imagine. You know, I've known her for a long time. She's extraordinarily unfair, but that's all right. We did very well the other night with a person I knew was even more unfair, Savannah. In fact, nobody's seen Savannah for 2 days. What happened to Savannah?
She took a long weekend, fucker.
Yeah.
My guess is she prepared for that bullshit town hall nonstop for 2 days and then took Friday off.
Well, you know, she was getting patted on the back so much, you know, she was probably just decided to have a sip of champagne, celebrate how bad she whooped your ass.
Yeah, it's
I heard that he didn't really talk about any policies. It was just
he
never talks about policy, but
no, he never talks about it. But he tried to lie about a bunch of shit, and she called him on every lie that he told.
Yeah. Good news. He has doctors.
They're president. They love their country. But I have doctors. They wanted to touch every single part of my body. I said, doctor. But I didn't, you know what? I didn't feel great. And there's a drug. It's Regeneron. It's a transfusion. And all I know is the next morning I felt stronger than I wanted to get out there, and I want to make new trade deals.
That's the stuff made with stem cells. Stem cells. The things they harvest from embryos.
Yes.
Pro-lifers. One last thing before we leave Rally Central. This is something I think he just had this conversation in the mirror with himself, you know, like a teenage boy would. Well, he's talking about the first lady. I mean,
the guy on CNN, he's standing there and he's saying, this is a peaceful, his hand is shaking. This is a peaceful. I have no idea. It's Ali Velcher. You know, I have a really good Ali Velcher. Shaved head, right? Shaved it. I'm thinking about doing that. That way I don't have to worry about that. I don't have to worry. You shaved? No, he shaved it all off. He doesn't have to worry about. How does it look, darling? How does it look, First Lady? How does it, darling? You're the most handsome president. I said, First Lady, am I the most handsome president ever? Yes, absolutely. I said, who could top me? Well, she said, well, JFK was good looking, but nothing like you. Nothing like you, darling. Thank you.
This is some Nazi shit right here, bro. Like, all I can think of is like, that's like some Hail Hitler shit going on right there. Just starting to mutter, we love you. Like,
yeah.
Like it's starting as a murmur and then like growing louder. Like that makes me really scared. I could have, thank you for doing nightmares for the evening, bro. Appreciate it.
And again, you got motherfuckers that don't think that this shit is this serious. They don't really don't fucking understand.
Dude, hundreds of people just started saying we love you to a man that is openly like dude, like that's a deity. That is that is all that shit. That's no good, man.
And he's a man that has two people in his corner that are willing to do any of the shit willing to do shit that he doesn't even want to do in Miller and Barr.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Although Bill Barr's been very quiet lately, so I'm thinking he sees the electoral writing on the wall.
Yeah, that might be it.
It's like, hey, he ain't going to be in charge.
Oh shit! I gotta figure out my exit plan.
Right, my exit plan where I don't end up in jail. That's what his exit plan is. I'm gonna skip that story.
Can that invalidate? Like if it all comes into question, could that invalidate Supreme Court justices that are on the? Like if they find it was all just so corrupt.
No, it's a lifetime appointment. I think everybody is in.
Yeah, they're trying to come up with an 18-year limitation build, but if they don't, they let that chick get on. It's just gonna be bad, man.
Yeah. I mean,
Feinstein is a horrible person, and we should have voted her out.
She's the old. And Joe has some of this shit too, where they're thinking about the old days. They still they still don't understand that the Republican Party ain't the Republican Party.
She prosecuted
of the 80s and 90s. They are not
one of.
They're not the cross the aisle party anymore.
Yeah, I guess. But
to that point, I follow the Horse Whisperer on Twitter at the Real Horse HOARSE. I suggest you do the same, at least for the next couple weeks. Here's a thread that sort of speaks to what you're talking about, and I think it's something that we've talked about a little bit, so we'll get into it. Tweeted, a lot of people are going to hate this and immediately reject it, but hear me out. The biggest mistake Democrats have made for years and years is being too nice. We've cared far too much about politeness and decorum. We have treated a blood sport like it was a bridge game. Since at least when Obama took office, but more like the past 40 years, we on the left and our elected representatives have clung to a suicidal fiction that going high would save us. Subconsciously, it's pleasing, at least partially, because it's self-inflating. You listening, Michelle Obama? We're better than that. We would never stoop to the lows of those people. While the right endlessly works to personally destroy people on the left, we've clung to the mantra of attacking ideas, not people, as if it was a Bible verse. And that excessive politeness or insufficient harshness extends all the way down through how we treat minor figures aligned with the right. Here's where it gets interesting. People on cable news panels, minor celebrity, talking heads, we bitch about what they say, but do little to diminish them. Let's take Kirstie Alley as one example. Here's an Alley tweet from yesterday. This is over the weekend. She tweeted, I'm voting for Donald Trump because he's not a politician. I voted for him 4 years ago for this reason, and I shall vote for him again for this reason. He gets things done quickly, and he will turn the economy around quickly. There you have it, folks. There you have it, with an eye-rolling emoji. The thread continues. A lot of people will fire back about what she said. Very few will fire back about her. The former feels more polite. The latter feels so very uncivilized. Here's the problem. When you engage with someone's opinions, you elevate them to being worthy of consideration. By refusing to go directly after that person's standing and worthiness of being listened to, we don't stay above someone going low. We give them free lift up to our level. Engaging with terrible ideas puts terrible people at the table. While a whole lot of people are going to hate this, if we are not aggressively working to diminish the people working against us, we are helping them. If we aren't going after them and their reputations personally, we are helping them. In response to Allie's post, we're all going to do what we're programmed to do, comment on the comment. You like him because he's not a politician? Do you like pilots who've never flown? It's a layup. It's practically reflex at this point. But all that does is get Allie's name to trend for a day and then leave her to come back a month from now with some new stupid or harmful thing. Kirstie Alley has no political expertise. She has little education past high school, about as much as Melania. She's in two cults, MAGA and Scientology. She reportedly sold her $12 million LA mansion to move near Scientology's Florida headquarters. Kirstie Alley is an ignorant, rich, gullible white woman with no credentials that merit being listened to or respected. She endorses both a harmful, abusive cult in Scientology and a racist, abusive cult in MAGA. Kirstie Alley is an idiot okay with racism. She is a stupid person who has not endeavored to become any smarter. She's the epitome of privilege of both whiteness and wealth. The problem isn't Kirstie Alley's words. The problem is Kirstie Alley. And some version of this is the case for every right-wing asshat who poisons the discourse, and we should focus on that. The problem is the person and not their latest words. Criticize the ideas, not the person. It's like saying treat the symptoms, not the cause. As much as people will hate this, we have allowed every manner of terrible person to get to the table with us by criticizing ideas, not people. We need to stand up in the cocktail party and make the record scratch and say, that person is an asshole. Get them out of here. I'm rambling and I need another coffee, but I'll leave with this. We need to aggressively diminish harmful people personally to reduce or take away their seat at the table. The right is terrified of cancel culture because they're worried we might have learned that. Thoughts?
I'm let you go, Jason, because I'm gonna be a minute.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, man.
Valid? Not valid?
I mean, the moment that
are you with the horse? Are you riding the horse?
I'm definitely down with the horse, and think that things are so divided right now. There's no reaching across the table, and that's not going to change anytime soon with those people. Like it's just, and the only way that's going to happen is if everybody understands that we're not going to put up with assholes, or they're going to get labeled as assholes. Like, honestly, because like that's the problem. Don't be an asshole, Nate. You say it every week.
Right. Don't be an asshole. Kareem, I think I know where you might be going with this. So go ahead. We'll see if I'm right.
Okay, so I'm going to take this back to George Bush.
The original or the sequel?
The sequel. I'm going to take it back to the sequel. I'm going to stop at the sequel. When the media, I'm going to start with the media. When the media, when Karl Rove had a plan, when they put John McCain's adopted daughter on a fucking campaign ad as if she was black in South Carolina to get people to vote for Bush instead of John McCain, that was the end of civility in the Republican Party, point blank, period. The media kept trying to both sides it during the Bush administration, to the detriment of our society.
We're right down the middle. We're not taking sides. They're saying here we're just reporting what they say.
Even when the shit was was wrong, it was bad. Right. They did not stand up to them then. That is the beginning. That is the beginning of this, where we are right now. Barack Obama. My criticism of Barack Obama is this. He did not hold them accountable for Iraq.
It's true.
And I understand why he didn't do it, but he was wrong. Donald Rumsfeld, Dick Cheney should have been fucking putting up on charges. And everybody that was involved in Abu Ghraib, everybody who went back and dug up those fucking torture memos from the 70s that we taught the fucking people in South America how to do, those motherfuckers should be in a prison right now. They should be in fucking Guantanamo. Those people should be in Guantanamo. The media still did not. And when Donald Trump started bringing up Barack Obama's birth certificate, the media was not harsh enough with him about that. And they tried to both sides that bullshit then. And that's how we ended up fucking here. Roger Ailes was Roger Ailes. Fox News was Fox News. It was doing what it was fucking was. They weren't the problem. The fucking regular mainstream media was the fucking problem because they did not hold anybody accountable. And they have fucking, especially CNN. CNN has hired a bunch of these inane, dumbass motherfuckers that come on to try to make themselves be fair and balanced.
Yeah, we're covering both sides.
No. If this motherfucker is on your station saying a bunch of stupid lies and you're sitting up here giving him equal time to somebody who's telling the truth, you have put him on their level and he's not on their fucking level.
Seems familiar with the thread we've just talked about.
Yes. He's not. They're not. So that's why we ended up where the fuck we are, where we are now. Joe Biden, you're only in there for 4 years. I know if you get elected, do not bring any fucking Republicans across the fucking aisle. Do not put any Republicans in your fucking cabinet.
No, they've been complicit. They've been absolutely complicit.
Because they have been complicit in everything that this motherfucker has done.
With very few exceptions.
And I am ashamed of the fact that I was ever a Republican.
Well, the entire Lincoln Project.
And in the Lincoln Project, I appreciate what you did now, but you motherfuckers are part of the problem.
Yeah.
And we're responsible for this.
The guys, and there are some women who are in the Lincoln Project. If you were to talk to me or you 3 years ago, I would be like, Steve Schmidt, fuck that guy.
Steve Schmidt is responsible for fucking Donald Trump because he put Sarah Palin's dumbass on the fucking ticket with John McCain to make it think that it was acceptable for somebody who was that unqualified to be the next person in line to be our fucking president.
That is the reason why I did not vote for John McCain. That is literally the reason. I was going back and forth. That is literally the reason that I was like, I can't. John McCain's an old dude. I cannot have that person sitting that close to a position of power.
No.
And yeah, you're absolutely right. So yes, we take the Lincoln Project with a grain of salt.
Yes.
You know, you're my friend right now. Thanks for coming around. Let's see how you do from here on out.
Exactly.
Jason?
I'm just saying Salt Bay, right? It's like
I tend to agree with it. It's you can't let dumb people, ill-informed people, ignorant people, or malicious people have the same level as people who want to seek the truth.
Yeah.
You can't. It's just not going to work out well for you.
He made a good point of like the idea of
we don't know.
Oh yeah, they. The point of attacking the person when they have no reason to be, Al Franken got taken out of the Senate because they sought and destroyed him. Like they looked and tried to find any way they could get him out of his seat. And they search and destroy. I mean, that's just the way that they play. And they've been playing that way since the Iran-Contra, since Iran with Carter. Like, since Carter, since those hostages, and as soon as
that's George Bush Sr.
Yeah. So I mean, like you say, we don't want to go that far back because we can go back. We go to Bolivia. We go to Bolivia in the '60s, and Che Guevara being killed there, and the CIA spooks are there because they had a socialist thing happening there that was not supported by the U.S. wasn't communist. Oh man. See, I've been paying attention for a little while, at least 20 years.
There you go.
There you go. You know who wasn't paying attention? Jeffrey Toobin, and he's been suspended. He is a report. He's a reporter for the New Yorker, and he's been suspended for masturbating on a Zoom video chat between members of the New Yorker and WNYC radio. Last week, Toobin says he did not realize that his video was on, adding, "I made an embarrassingly stupid mistake believing I was off camera. I apologize to my wife, family, friends, and coworkers." What? Jason covered his camera. It's a good video day.
Tubin was tubing.
Seriously,
what was I doing? I was not doing that.
How can you be on a Zoom call and even get an erection?
I don't know, dude.
I mean,
I mean,
no.
Have you seen some of those New Yorker cartoons?
I'm guessing he had another window open.
So I watched the View talk about this, and Sarah Hyland laughed through her whole section of the conversation.
I mean, we've seen clips of people carrying their laptop into the bathroom and setting it on the ground as they go to take a shit.
Yeah.
And making that mistake. I mean, everybody poops. You got to poop.
Yeah.
You don't have to masturbate during a conference call, Jason.
What are you talking about?
Maybe he was like Jason and he was stuck at the house and he had everybody was gone and that was his only window to do it in.
Sorry, hold on a second. My wife's going out to get the mail.
So both the people who were on the call spoke on the condition of anonymity in order to speak freely. Said it was unclear how much each person saw, but both said that they saw Tubin jerking off.
And the other part of that is like, why didn't you fucking say something like, "Hey, what are you doing?
Hey, yo, put that away. We can see your Tubin steak."
Yes, they're not your friends. Look, Jeff, if they were not your friends before because they didn't tell you. A friend would have told you, "Hey, we can see you."
Yeah, what the hell are you doing?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
a friend would have text messaged you or something like, "Jeff, we can see you,"
or yelled,
or something.
Whoa, Tubin's got his dick out. You gotta yell that. Hey,
how big must it be in order to see it on a Zoom call though? Because you can't tell what I'm doing right now, right? You can't tell.
Yeah, but if you had a wider shot,
yeah.
If you had a wider shot, yeah, that exactly. Jason tilting down, way down,
and he so ridiculous. What is it? He said he thought he had turned the camera off. He was off of Zoom and he was on to do something else. Or when he went to masturbate, he thought he was off the Zoom call. He never closed the computer, turned the computer off.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Meanwhile, in Albuquerque, a man let it all hang out to show his disdain for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris. That's in New Mexico. He was walking up to a home in Albuquerque in the dead of night without a trace of clothing, dead set on ripping a Biden-Harris 2020 sign out of a front yard. A ring camera captured the politically charged streaking. The guy went straight for the sign, no hesitation, like he knew it was there and what he was going to do. The sign did not come out of the ground easily, and he eventually got it off the metal frame. He settled for that because, as they say, beggars can't be choosers. So far, he's gotten off scot-free like his clothing, but the person who posted the video say they're reporting the nature boy to the police. Woo! In other naked dude news, we've got a lot of naked dude news. This is a headline. Naked teen was covered in ranch dressing. That's right. A naked Kansas teenager found covered in ranch dressing may be facing criminal charges following a series of bizarre events Saturday morning. According to investigators, the 17-year-old suspect was under the influence of a substance when he caused a disturbance around 3:30 a.m. at a Petro Deli in Shawnee, which is a Kansas City suburb. After damaging merchandise inside the convenience store, the teen ran outside of the business and jumped into a running car, which he then proceeded to crash into a nearby pillar. The county sheriff's deputies placed the teen into custody and transported him to a local hospital for treatment. He was eventually released to his parents. It's unclear when the teen removed his clothes and slathered the ranch dressing on himself or who owned the crashed vehicle. The criminal aspects of the incident are under investigation, according to the sheriff's office, which noted no one was injured during the incident.
Jason, have you ever been that high?
No. One time, I was in the middle of the desert in a double wide trailer, working in the middle of nowhere in 29 Palms. Some guys came over, got high, and I thought that my dad, whose business I was working for at the time, and his partner were going to show up on a Saturday morning at 3 a.m. and I washed all of the pipes, everything, like cleaned the whole house up. So I've been that high before.
There you go. And finally, we're going to wrap it up with this news. Ron Howard of Happy Days fame. Happy Days set in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. So there is a tie into this. He tweeted, "The most important election of our lifetimes is right around the corner, and Wisconsin is a must-win swing state. So I'm thrilled to announce a Happy Days reunion to support Wisconsin Democrats on October 25th. Chip in any amount to attend. There will be Ron Howard. There will be Henry Winkler. There will be Donnie Most, Anson Williams, and Marion Ross. All part of it. Chachi not involved."
I was gonna say
Nope.
that was the joke I made earlier to my in-laws.
That's funny.
Yeah,
It's a good one.
it's a good
Nobody
one.
loves Chachi.
It's a good one. Henry Winkler tweeted, "I'm with him," and then a bunch of people attacked him because,
They didn't know who him was.
oh no, they did, but they're assholes to Henry Winkler, who is in fact the nicest person in Hollywood.
Yeah.
He's Fonzie, for God's sake, and you're going to be mean to Fonzie.
Nobody's mean to Fonzie.
Bunch of assholes. Anyway, so we went 1 week with no politics, and this week, fuck everything.
That's it.
Fuck it all. Let's go. Woo! 2 weeks till election day. Woo! Anyway, Jason went away. Jason is gone. All right, well, that's going to do it for us. We'll see you next time on the WTH podcast. Bye-bye.
Darling New Media, here to help you tell your story.